If you're an empty nester, you probably hate those words. Empty nester brings up a very negative connotation when this time in your life can be something really great. I want to share a very cool new tool that I just created and that you can find on my website. It's the Empty Nester Roadmap, and it walks through each stage of being an empty nester. It's different for everybody. And when you very first have the kids move out, it's one step. And that is a very important step where you have to stop and you have to really understand what's happening physically, emotionally. There's a lot going on at this point. Step number 2, when you've finished really processing all the emotions of the shifting and changing energy in the home and how to cook for 1 or 2 instead of 3 or 4, um, after you kind of process a little bit and understand that it's okay to grieve, it's okay to feel sad and to not get stuck. This roadmap is chock full of actionable tips that you can use to make sure you don't get stuck. A lot of my clients get stuck and I help them to get unstuck. We do a breakthrough intensive one-on-one where I meet you right where you're at and we pull you forward. I wish I had that when I became an empty nester during the pandemic. Step number 2, once you've really understood and processed some of the emotion that comes with becoming an empty nester, you move into a phase where you declutter and discover. You're decluttering things that make you sad. You're getting rid of things in your physical space, in your emotional space, your mental space, and even your calendar. What's on your calendar that's not bringing you joy? And then step number 3, this is where you really reignite and reconnect to your purpose. We build the dream. And there's several tips in here that you can use, whichever stage you're in, to navigate this. Because let's be honest, an empty nester, it's not a destination you just get to. It's something that has different stages. And as you go from 1 to 2 to 3, you might go back to 1 sometimes. The emotions are strong, say around the holidays. You're navigating new traditions. There's changes in your routine and your habits change. Your thoughts need to change with all of that. And you want to avoid the downward spiral, which is going from being disappointed that the change is occurring to depression to that very self-centered pity party that we can get into and telling ourselves all this negative stuff. It's not about you. If your child's moved out and they're not as responsive as they were before, that's a good thing. They're getting really wrapped up in their life and their world, and you want to encourage that, right? But you have emotions and you need to acknowledge those and speak up for what you want. I'm not saying not to have a boundary or ask for things that you need, but it's a different shift. It's different. So if you want some tips that you can learn quickly by picking up this PDF, go to my website, bettertogetherlifecoaching.fun, and you can click on the button that you'll see there on the empty nester page. So look at the top, go to empty nester, and you'll get to the PDF. Would love to get it to you for free. It's got a lot of tips, and I'm going to continue posting here on YouTube. So thank you all for the time today. Remember, we're so much better together. Stay connected, stay encouraged, and have a wonderful day, everyone.